All right. Quick talk with Kai. Got a phenomenal woman joining me this morning. She's a producer, a host, a writer, an artist, everything. Coming out of Houston, Texas. She'll be joining me shortly. Unique Love, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. Danny, what's going on? Tatianna, send me a request and I'll bring you up. There
Good
we are.
morning.
Good morning.
How are
How are
you?
you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's like really high up.
You in that H town, huh?
I am. I am. Where are you? You're in Baltimore?
Yeah, so you're about an hour behind me. I appreciate you getting on there early.
Yeah.
You like, yeah, cause I could have got me some more Z's.
I'm actually gonna take a nap when this is over.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Early bird catch the worm.
I'm
Um,
I'm more of a night owl, but yes.
okay. All right. So for those that don't know you, please introduce yourself.
Sure. So my name is Tatiana. I am a producer, journalist, event producer, and I am working on an initiative right now called the OurPower Summit. And it is an empowerment summit that is designed to build community and give people real tools for the world that we're living in now. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Okay. Now, I see that you have something coming up
Mm-hmm.
this weekend. So let's jump into that. So please tell me about the what made you want to do this event, right? And what it's all about.
Sure. So the OurPower Summit is taking place March 20th and 21st here in Houston, Texas. I originally got the idea. So I've worked on events before, like large scale events. I worked on Oprah's 2020 Vision Tour. But then I had gone to a pretty popular annual festival like 2 years ago. And I remember thinking to myself, like, man, if I had if I had the years in the game, I could have done this, and I could
Right.
have brought people together, and we could have really had these deep conversations, as opposed to like the surface level, the beauty conversations, the
Hmm.
oh, what's your workout routine? You look so handsome. Like, I just felt like there was an opportunity missed. You got all of us in this room, and we didn't talk about anything. So,
Right.
I'm one who I don't like to complain. And so I found myself complaining. So I said, all right, I'm gonna do something about it. I'm going to create the event I want to see. So, yeah.
So what should people expect from this event? Because it's 2 days, correct?
Yes, it is 2 days, and it's going to be a mixture between workshops, activities, and panels. So you're not just going to be sitting there listening to people just talk,
Right.
talk, talk. You're going to actually be doing things. So there's going to be a make your own merch lab where you can actually design and create merch right there on the spot. There's going to be a improv comedy troupe that's going to come in and teach improv for those who want to get into public speaking or learn how to think quicker on their feet. There's going to be, speaking of thinking quickly on their feet, my brain is done. It is early. Um, but there's going to be, how to use hydroponics to grow your own food. Because we saw how easy it was to take away access to SNAP for people who needed SNAP, or that some people still live in food deserts. Even in a pretty affluent neighborhood here in Houston, you could still be in a food desert. So how do you have access to making sure that you and your community have all the things you need when the ish hits the fan? So that, and in addition to, of course, technology and business and how to leverage AI tools ethically, without compromising your own data and with as minimal effects to the environment as possible. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So is this something like it's going to start like in the morning and go all throughout the day?
So on Friday, it starts at noon, actually. We're opening
Okay.
with a keynote from Mayor Pro Tem Martha Castick Tatum. and then it's going to go until 6 p.m. And the last thing of the evening on Friday is actually a keynote by Kim Coles from Living Single.
Oh,
And
okay.
then, yeah, and then Saturday, it's going to start earlier. It's going to start at 9 with a sound bath in the morning. And then it's going to end with a keynote by Mark Lamont Hill. And then a DJ after party because, we got to have fun.
Yeah. Got you. Okay, okay. Um, so I'm looking at some of your titles here, right? Producer, host, writer, artist. Which one of those titles do you like the most? Do you feel like this one came before that title? Like which one is that one?
This is like picking your favorite kid kind of a thing. I don't
Right.
know. No, I think for me, I like telling stories. I like finding ways to make people think. So that has come in different forms. So it started out with performing arts, theater, dance, acting, singing, and then it morphed over the years to journalism, to writing, to producing TV, to producing events. So they're all kind of just different pens for the same language.
Got you. So it's a lot that goes on that people don't know. Like when you're producing events, it's a lot of
Mhm.
behind the scenes, right? That has to get done. I
Yes.
mean, I've been behind the scenes a few times and I watched the chaos,
Hmm.
right? Like
That's an
something
accurate
doesn't
word.
work. Yeah, right. Like something doesn't work, and now you gotta go and pick this and everything. What's if you could just give us a glimpse into your world? What is one thing that just went wrong right before the curtain went up?
Ooh, gosh, I feel like there's probably multiple examples of that. Let me see if I can think of one. Um, hmm, man, it's like right before the curtain goes up. Well, one time, so I mean, thinking back before events, but like back to just doing stage, um, I was in the production of Hairspray. I don't know, are you familiar with Hairspray?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And there's a song where it's called Miss Baltimore Crabs, and there's our the woman who played Velma in our production had
Mhm.
like a fire batons that she was twirling because she was fierce, fierce woman. And then I and the other ladies come out to sing "Hey Mama, Welcome to the '60s," which is not an easy song to sing. But she had just finished with these fire batons. And
Right.
so there's smoke off stage because she's dipping the baton in the water and we're coming out to sing. And I inhaled like a big gust of smoke, literally as I'm about to go sing this really hard
Oh
song.
my gosh.
And I had to like literally go and like chug some hot sauce. And like it was, yeah.
Hot
So
sauce. What? You
yeah,
went
you
from
ever
that
get,
to,
you
oh
ever get
man.
spicy food and it like clears you out and
Yeah,
like,
I get
yeah.
it. But like, what? Oh my God, hold on. So wait a minute. So what made you like? Who got some hot sauce? Like, what
I
made you?
always have it on me.
Oh wow. Oh, you from the country? You from the country?
Yeah, that hot sauce in my bag swag all the time. Yes.
That's crazy. So, boy,
Hmm.
you did that, and it opened you up.
Yep. Coughed it right out and ran on stage.
People don't even know. They don't even know what just happened. They don't even know all that just happened.
Don't even know.
Wow. Um. So, at what point in your life was you like? Because you're an entrepreneur, correct?
Yes.
At what point was you always an entrepreneur, or this like it happened? You was like, I'm about to step into this thing.
Yeah, I never saw myself as an entrepreneur. Both of my parents are employees. My dad, well, they're both retired now, but my dad was a mechanic his entire life. My mom was a social worker, worked at the same place for 32 years, retired from there. So I grew up with that mentality of you find a good job, you work there, work there, work there, and then retire. But of course, as you know, being a millennial coming out of college in the middle of the recession and then being a creative as well, like the creative industry was definitely not a get a job and stay at it for the rest of your life.
Right.
But I was doing live events and stage productions, and then the pandemic hit. So it was kind of like, all right, well, got to pivoted into video production, and news reporting, and then the media strikes hit. So literally these last 3 years has been, okay, well, if all of the jobs that you want are not hiring you, what do you do?
Gotta
And so
go.
I created my own.
Yeah, you got to create your own lane.
Yep. I
You know,
fought it too.
a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, and they don't understand that as an entrepreneur, you don't know when your next dollar is coming in.
Yep.
Right? An entrepreneur is going to being in this business is going to teach you, number one, how to manage money, because if you spend it bad, right, you're going to find yourself in a bad situation.
Yep.
I had to learn that. I think I didn't get that for like the first, I don't know, I'm probably say the first 10 years of being an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept, I got good months, I got bad months, I got whatever, but didn't
Mm-hmm.
really understand the power of saving and not touching that.
So when you were up, you were like, ah, ha, ha, ha,
Yes,
ha.
that was me. That was me. And then I had to realize, like, you know what? It was not to the point, I mean, it was to the point where I was like, okay, there's no more ha-ha moments. It's like, wait a minute. And you're waiting on that moment. And then the
Right.
pandemic hit. The pandemic hit, and it really showed me, like, yeah, all your world can come to crashing.
Yeah.
And it made me realize how much I was actually spending a month, and then you got to maintain your
Yep.
lifestyle and all that stuff. So I just tell everybody that listen, I push everyone to be an entrepreneur, especially if
Mm-hmm.
you're doing the 9 to 5, and it's like you can't go and give someone 8 to 10 hours of your day every single day, Monday
Yeah.
through Friday, sometimes on the weekend, and don't work on your own dreams and your goals and things like that. Like you even if when you come home and you're dead tired, you still got to give your goals and your dreams at
Yeah.
least an hour or two.
Yeah.
You
There's
know,
those lucky few who their 9 to 5 does feed them. Their 9 to 5 does, feed their soul. But if it doesn't, then yeah, that soul is gonna get hungry.
man, and they got an appetite.
Yep.
It got an appetite. Um, if I was to ask you right now, right, I ask a lot of my guests, and I say, are you operating? I like to call it PNP,
Hmm.
and that's passion and purpose.
Hmm.
But right now, are you operating in your passion or your purpose, or are you operating in both?
I had watched some of your interviews and I knew this question was coming.
You
But
did some
I
homework.
still don't know. Yeah, I did I'm a journalist. I did my research.
Okay.
But I still don't know an answer to it. I think for me, I always operate out of passion. I don't do something if I'm not passionate about it. I mean, obviously, if I have to do something like go to a 9 to 5, like I've done that, and I'd be doing it now if someone hired me. But as far as purpose, I think I'm still figuring that part out,
Mm,
right? I think there's a level of, because I'm going with what the world is doing, that I'm pivoting as need be, because there was a pandemic, and there's media strikes, and the world is falling apart. I feel like I haven't quite figured out what my actual purpose is in the midst of it, because I've been, kind of flowing with the tide. So I wish I had an actual answer to that, but I mean, I'm passionate about everything, so that works.
hey, listen, but I would love for you to be honest, like you are right now, and say that, and then maybe because you're being honest and you're talking that into the universe will show you.
Yeah.
God got a way of giving us, the answers to our questions,
Hmm.
right? It'll come at the most weirdest time. It may be when you're driving it and for some reason the radio is not working, like the station, whether you got satellite or maybe your phone is downloading something at the time. You just and it's silence, and all of a
Hmm.
sudden it kick in, right?
Yep.
So, but no, let's just speak that into existence, and we're gonna claim that you're gonna see that. But I can tell from I'm not a journalist, but I looked at your page, right? And I can just see the things that you're passionate about. I can see you smiling and when you're around certain people and stuff like that. So it takes a lot to put on this event that's coming up.
Mhm.
So I applaud you for that,
Thank
and
you.
we're gonna speak nothing but greatness in your life.
Amen. Hallelujah. I receive it. I receive it.
Yeah.
And
Um,
right back at you.
I appreciate. I'm all about women empowerment. So if you got any of your girlfriends or people women that need an outlet, I'm here.
Got it. Will do. Will do.
Um, Before we leave, for the woman or young woman that wants to do something in this field that you're doing, right?
Hmm.
But they're just stuck.
Hmm.
They've had some failures, and it's pushed them into a corner where they just like, I just don't know what my next step will be. What would you say to
I mean, there's always forward.
them?
You know, it's just they pick the foot up, put it down. There's always forward. I think for me, pivoting is an art, right? Um, and it's an art that I've gotten really good at. Uh, and I call it, ooh, I feel like you're going to get an exclusive here because I haven't told anybody this yet.
Okay,
But
okay.
I call it the GPS method, where
Mm.
you grieve, process, and shift. So I'm trademarking that. Don't steal it now.
No, no, no. It's okay. I
But
can't.
when your GPS says recalculating route,
Yeah.
yeah, so you got to recalculate the route sometimes. You grieve what you thought the route was going to be, where you thought you were going. You process where you are now, and then you shift into where God is sending you. So there's
Mm.
never a failure. It's just, oh, you know what? I thought I was going to take that exit, but I was jamming out to my music and I missed it. So, got to recalculate route. There's never a dead end. Even if the sign says dead end, you could still turn that bad boy around. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's my
Mm.
advice.
Man, y'all heard it here. She's coming out with this thing GPS. That I've never heard it explained like that. That was awesome. So
Thank
for anyone that's stuck, go back and watch this. I pray that you find your way. But anybody that's stuck, I've been there plenty of times. And she's right. You got to pivot. You got to pivot, right? Um, so
Yeah, what are some of the pivots that you've made? Because I see that, you've got your show and, what do you feel like has been the biggest pivot that got you to where you feel like you've made it or you're on the right track?
believing in me,
Hmm.
right? I always had so much. I had always had so much faith and put so much faith in other people, right? And I was always worried about what other people would say about what I wanted to do,
Hmm.
right? And so I spent a lot of my years being in groups that, when you're on the outside, you see a group, you're like, damn, I wish I could run with them. And then when you run with them, you realize like you don't want to run with them. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And so then I remember my turning point. I remember it vividly. I was in the club with a few of my guys, and everybody's just dancing, and the guys standing on the couch, and everybody's drinking, and what I mean. And I remembered that at that moment, I didn't want to blend in. I said, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm a fake like I'm drinking just to see if I wasn't drinking, will I really enjoy myself?
Mm-hmm.
So I got me a cup, poured the cranberry juice in it, and everybody thought it was drinking. I'm drinking it as if it is a drink.
Mm-hmm.
And by an hour or so, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, what am I celebrating? I could be at home working on what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, I said, that's it. I'm done with the club.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, people would say, man, we going here. We going here. I'm like, no, I'm good. And then it got to the point where people stopped asking. And then they was like, nah, Kai doing something different. And then when I started doing motivation, people were like, what are you doing? Man, you deal with cars. What is this motivation? What are you doing? I used to hear so many naysayers. And that's the hardest
Mm-hmm.
part in
Yeah.
life.
And it gets lonely too.
Oh, I went through that phase.
Yep.
I went through it. Because sometimes you want to go out and just get a drink or go out and get something to eat. And you're like, well, I can't call this person. I can't call this person. I can't call this. And you're like, forget it. And you start going
Mm-hmm.
by yourself. And
Yep.
it's weird at first.
Mm-hmm.
But then you like, man, it's cool.
Yep.
Right? The bill ain't large. You know what I'm saying? So no, I just when I really started believing in myself, and then God would do some strange things in your life. And I know you asked me this question, kind of giving you a long, drawn out answer, but
It's a
I
good
remember,
answer.
I remember when I was doing these reels, and and the reels was getting like 100 views, and you looking at it like, am I really making a mark? And then I got a DM from a young boy in New Orleans,
Mm-hmm.
and the DM was like, "Man, you don't know me, but I was about to do something stupid, and the reel that you posted, as soon as I got on Instagram, he said he was sitting in the car about to go do whatever. Well, I still don't know what he was about to do, but he said as soon as he cut on Instagram, my reel popped up, and he looked at it, and it resonated with him, and he comprehended, and he didn't do it. And he said, "Man, you're my mentor, and I haven't even met you. Thank you." And
Wow.
from that moment, I said, "Okay, God, all right."
Mhm.
So here I am.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is, I love that. I love that. Reminds me of I had an event once. It was actually a dating event. But the speed dating part of it didn't really do very well because it was pretty much all women and like five men. But we also did panels where we had people speak about just love in general, not just strictly romantic love, but just how to love of self, love of community, all of that. And the turnout was good. It wasn't, like super packed, but the turnout was good. But at the end of the event, one young lady came up to me and said, it wasn't until right now that I realized I probably need therapy. Because the whole point
Mm-hmm.
was like, it can't always be the other person, right? There were panel sections where we talked about like how to look within and realize like what are some of the things that you need to work on and this and that. And she was like, "Yeah, I didn't realize until right now that I think I need therapy." And I was like, I don't care what else comes from the rest of this night. There's one person here that
Right.
realized that she still had some healing to do out of all of this because she was complaining about, all men do this and men do that. And then, I have a wake up call. So it just takes that one little
One.
reminder that you're doing something right.
That's it. That's it.
Mhm.
That's it. We sometimes we get so focused on trying to change the world, right?
Mhm.
And not knowing that all you gotta do is change one.
Just one.
Just one.
And it's a ripple effect too.
That's it. That's it. And that's what I'm saying. Like I've learned that there's some people that would never get a connection to God. Right? They'll never get it because what they've gone through and the people around them and all of that stuff, they won't get it. But that's when God uses you
Mm.
for your stories and everything that you've gone through to open
Mhm.
up the door for him to get through.
Mm.
So there's a
Mhm.
lot of my guys that would have never had a connection. But once I tell them what I've gone through, I went through this, I lost this, and that. But I'm telling you, life is going to continue to life. But in the mix of the storms, you can see yourself getting out of it because of him.
Yep.
But I'm never going to be perfect. But I'm a different person. I'm not the same person I was last week.
Mhm.
Right? So then it was crazy. I was asleep and I got a download from him. That's what I like to call it, download. I got a download from him and he said, "Man, I got it from here." And I didn't understand. I was like, "What you mean?" It was weird, right? And I woke up and then I went back to sleep. And then it flashed back to someone that I had spoken to and
Mhm.
told him my testimony. And that person would have never went to him.
Mhm.
But it was like, because I said what I said to him and made
Mhm.
it okay to have a connection, God was like, "I got it from here."
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what it's all about, man. That's why we can't, keep our stories bottled
Yeah.
up. You gotta release them. We gotta speak on them because you never know who's going through it, who's about to go through it, right? Or just came out of that situation.
Mhm. I've also noticed too that in telling the story, it helps get us through it too. Because like
Facts.
I have told certain stories, or I've actually written songs. I'm songwriter. I've written certain songs that when I go back and listen to them, I'm like, whoa,
What was that?
I, I was like, who wrote that? Because I needed to hear this message today
Right.
because
Well,
I
it's
definitely
all
wasn't
feelings.
feeling that.
It was all feelings and it was emotion. It was
Uh-huh.
quick.
Yep. I had a whole song about forgiveness that I wrote in the midst of not feeling very forgiving.
Right.
And then it's called Cycles, and it's about the cycles of trauma. And it originally started out as, like a therapy exercise where you like write a letter to someone who hurt you, and then you don't send it, you just get the thoughts out and then throw it out. Well, mine came out as a poem. It rhymed. So I didn't throw it out. I left it in my songbook. And then fast forward like 10 years later, and I was reading through it, and I was like, wow, I
Right.
definitely didn't feel like, this is what I
Yeah.
would have written 10 years ago, but I needed to hear it today.
Right.
So
Right.
sometimes just telling those stories help you process it yourself too.
Mm-hmm. No, it's the same thing like when you read the word. When you read the word,
Mhm.
it depends on what you're going through and what you've been through. It resonates different.
Yep.
Right. My favorite book is the book of Job.
Mm-hmm.
All his friends like, man, what did you do? You did something. You cursed. What's going on, man? What did you do? Job like, I ain't do nothing, man. And everybody want him to curse God. He's like, nah, man, I'm just going through it. And once he got through it, he blessed him tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
And that's life.
Yep.
That's life. You know what I mean? So, man, this was good. I really appreciate you. I'm sitting there trying to think how can I get down there for this event?
Pull up on us. Pull up on us.
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna try to figure it out. Try to figure it out. Shoot me your number in the DM, and I'm gonna reach out to you.
Will do, will do. And for anyone watching, if you guys want to come too, it's OurPowerSummit.com. Our as in our collective power summit.com.
That's dope. That's dope. I'm an early bird, so I'm gonna post this tomorrow morning. I'm up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'll post this.
I'll be up.
Oh, you'll be up.
I'll be
That'll
up
be great.
from tonight.
Okay, got you. All right, so I'll hit the collab button so that way people can see another side of you, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good. It's such a pleasure meeting you.
Yes, pleasure meeting you. Great energy. I appreciate you. I know it's an hour back for you, right? But listen, I appreciate you giving me your time this morning.
Likewise, I appreciate it as well. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Bye.